Hello, everybody. March has gone out like a lamb, and the April is coming in with the bunnies and the lambs as well. The Spring Val event has started. Um, had a good April. Hopefully, you did too, and hopefully, we have a better March. Lots going on in the game. Lots going on in my game. Um, Most excited about right now in the buildings. My base is almost complete. 6 days, 20 hours until my legendary retraining is all set, and I'm looking forward to that, where you can throw a repeat hero into the bid and hope for something else. It doesn't always go well, but we've got our fingers crossed. I mean, I've heard guys say I've thrown in 15 things and got out one good thing, and I'm so happy about this, and I see that being the way of the game. Um, Big things happened last month. I left a small alliance um, for a big alliance. I had stuck with my alliance since day 5. Um, I enjoyed being with them. It was a fun place to play the game. Um, let's see. I was with the Coffee Pot Alliance. They were recruiting was tough. We weren't getting further because it seemed like recruits were coming and going. Um, and I always wanted to try and do 13, 14 star Titans. We're doing 13 star Titans now. It's different for me. It was weird. I was one of the top guys in my alliance, and now I'm average to the bottom. Probably more to the bottom than average even. There is a learning curve. I enjoy it. Um, my defense team has been the same for a long time, but during Wonderland, I was lucky and I pulled White Rabbit. My yellow has been a very weak link. Um, Leonidas and Inari being my strong 5-star heroes. Now I have White Rabbit coming up quickly. I didn't power level him like players do. I also did some Underwild pulls, the season 4 pulls, and I got 3 4-star heroes, so I was very happy with that pull. Um, I'm looking forward to working with these players, and I have most of the 3-star heroes from season 4 already. I consider a pull where you get a bunch of new season 4-star heroes a good 10 pull. I got a bunch. Don't have any of the 5-stars yet. I also have a good fodder for retraining. I don't think I'm going to feed Horcall, even though people have suggested it. I will probably feed one of the Richards or one of the Thorns or one of my Elenas. I have a Thorn at the top of Ascension 3. What do you recommend feeding? I have a Coggin who I thought I was going to feed, but I don't think I will. He hasn't gotten very high up. I'm not in love with the hero because of Anchor, but I see him used in tournaments a lot, and I've watched a lot of videos where he actually comes through and shines. The roster's getting better and more deep. There's lots of spots. Let's talk about the game. March was a busy month, finishing season 3 finished, and season 4 came in immediately after. The game keeps everybody busy. I didn't know when the Spring of Val event was going to be. We're about 3 days into Spring Val. It's a great way to get materials. I suggest doing quests. It's a good way to farm, especially if you're low. I use the easy to open my chest, so I'm almost complete the easy. The sad truth about me and chest opening is the fastest way to open your chest is 7-4, but if you're XP farming, it doesn't give all that much experience, but it's a really fast way to open a chest, and it only takes 21 energy. That's still my go-to for opening chests. I go to all the levels, 12-9, 17-1, as I don't point at 17-1, 17-1 and 24, where the energy is the most per the tickets. I use those a lot as well as 7-4, but I tend to be in a rush when I'm trying to open my chest, so I do use 7-4 more than I'd like to admit. It changes during events and Atlantis Rises, and it's always rare 3 during a challenge event. Sorry, a little bit of a cold. Try and hold my level until there's Atlantis Rises going on, Atlantis Rises, Valhalla Forever, something where my money is going to get me more. I'm not even going to try and level during Valhalla or Season 4, because there isn't that much incentive. The incentivized places are leveling during a challenge event or leveling during Atlantis Rises. There is some incentive to it leveling during Valhalla, But I try and keep my leveling to when it's incentivized to have that extra flask of energy. I think that's a great strategy. I'd recommend it to all new players. I try not to waste any energy in the game. Sometimes I sleep through my energy. I'm not as religious as not about not using energy as I used to be. A lot of times it overloads in the night and during work. It just happens. Um, those are my places to level. My strategy for leveling lately has been the easy. I tried leveling auto on the normal, and I couldn't beat the first level. So don't. Those eggs will explode and kill you. So don't hit the auto button on normal. It doesn't work that well. It's not guaranteed. The auto button should work quite well on easy, and that's getting in my way. I'm sorry for the distraction. But the auto button does not work well in normal or advanced. But I do use these things to open chests. This doesn't even take world energy to open a chest. I used this morning. I'm trying to beat this thing still. I don't have the most items. Most of my alliance members in past and present don't complete this because it's just way too many items. I am trying to complete it because I consider it endgame. I've been using threes, which gets these done slower and gets a lower score. My score is pretty bad because I was using threes and trying to keep my team alive. Really losing my team doesn't become a problem until after level 20. Good luck with the Ninja Tower. It's difficult, and I will try and beat it as always. The first time I did it, I got to 42 with no real items used, and I profited off it. The second time I tried really hard, and I got to 48, and the third time I got to 49. I tried really hard and used lots of items. Is it worth it? I'm not sure. That's what we'll go with. Let's look at the hero of the month and talk about the month. I took the video from Sigmund007 and I took the video from Aeon Games. I like the 007 picture better. So we're going to take a look at Sigmund 07's video. The language is not English, so it's hard to understand. I had a better picture. I screenshotted. Let's take a look at my picture. Here we go. That's Aeon Games. We're just going to go with Aeon Games. I've studied the character well using both pictures. I should be able to speak through it. I was stumbling a lot last time, so I cut the video. Let's talk about Frosth. He is a different kind of hero. We have this type of hero. He's not the first, but he does some new things with minions. Making him interesting and unique. A minion hero. He gives minions to all the allies. And powers up all the minions they already have. Making him new. The powering up of the already had minions is the new part that makes him cool and unique. Also, his elemental link is cool too, but I'll get to that later. His base stats are fair. I'm not going to say good even. His HP is looking good, but like the things I usually go with for emblems are attack and defense. You can have a lot of HP and still die pretty easily, from what I understand. The fast mana speed is great. The fact he's shielding everybody with minions on fast mana is a good thing. He's got the new heroes are starting to have two abilities too. The innate ability is on minion death. Hero gets status ailment cleanse when a minion owned destroyed. And he has burn resistance is the other one. The burn resistance isn't that big because usually you don't have reds going against blues. But the hero gets a status ailments cleanse when minion own is destroyed is a good status effect. Cleanse on minion death is pretty cool. And this hero's putting out a lot of minions. You'd expect to have minion teams when this hero's in the mix. Stats aren't that good, but the special is kind of cool. If you're using a minion team, Freya, Bera, we were talking about how much of a pain those two are. I use, one of my tricks is I have Zulag and I have a second Zulag at the top of the third ascension. I tend to use mono teams with Zulag and just get minions on everybody because she creates minions. I use double flank Zulag because I'm not working with the greatest roster. So I have to pull a trick team, which is Zulag on the right wing, Zulag on the right flank, Zulag on the left flank. It heals and protects everybody. Usually they charge roughly the same time. So they're going off together, and it puts a minion on all my purple. So when I go mono, I tend to go mono with 2 Zulags. It's a very helpful trick. It helped in the Ninja Tower last month. Um, Good trick, works well. This looks like a good hero of the month. Could be an A or a B. Video is still recording. Let's talk about the calendar. The calendar this month is April. Springvale has already started. It was going to be the first thing I said. Springvale is started. We enter April on Thursday. The Ninja Tower is started. Thursday is April 1st. We're in our second day of the Ninja Tower. We have Springvale going through the 26th of April. Always trying to beat that Ninja Tower. I don't know how hard I'm going to go. I'm not going to go item heavy. I'm going to be using strategic rosters. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's 10 events. It takes about a half hour to an hour of play, I think, a day. The Ninja Tower, and if you refresh, it can take more. I've heard Nitani Lion Roar say it can be quite a bit of work. There's always things going on in the game. I'm going to do my Ninja Tower and try hard at it, but it is a bit of work. I recommend doing it. It's free energy. It's a good way to open chests because it doesn't use tickets. It's one of the only places you can use energy that doesn't use tickets and get XP as a reward. There's decent prizes for it. I don't recommend going item heavy, at least in the beginning. Depends on what your goals are. I mean, I actually do recommend going item heavy if you're trying to win it. Depends on what you want from it. A lot of players I've talked to aren't trying at it. They just think it's too item heavy, and the rewards aren't good enough. If I can beat it, that would be awesome. I don't feel like blowing my stockpile again. I ran out of arrows last month. I ran out of crude iron, which makes arrows and tornadoes. Tornadoes and hurricanes are the way to win the event. It's the way to get rid of curses. The curses are a nightmare. There's no choice. You just have to get rid of them in the end or lose your heroes. You need a deep roster, or you need to be good at getting rid of curses, tons of items. Very hard event. Would love to win it. We'll try and win it, but not guaranteeing it. I don't want to waste my stock of items. Friday the 2nd, Ninja Tower and Springvale are going on. Saturday the 3rd, Ninja Tower and Springvale are going on. Sunday the 4th, it's still the Ninja Tower. It's finishing up at 3 a.m. on Monday morning, at least Eastern Standard Time. You have the Cleric and Druid emblems. Always get emblems. My new guild loves emblems. They alert when emblems are available to buy. Emblems are the end game. They change the players. It's nice that emblems became easier to get. Immediately at the end of the Ninja Tower on the 4th, we have Atlantis Rises. A great place for me to level. I'm close to leveling, and I always recommend leveling when there's incentive, and the incentive is great farming during Atlantis Rises. I'll see if I can level there, because I want to be leveled before Grimm Forest, and then I'll see if I can level again during Grimm Forest. Leveling is getting hard. Heroes in Atlantis Rises are Clarissa, who I really wanted with the first time she came around, Margaret, Lysandra, who I have, and Poseidon. Even though I got White Rabbit, I would love some more yellow heroes. Atlantis Rises runs the 4th through the 7th. It's short. On the last day of Atlantis Rises, we have the Trials of Mysticism, which are Sorcerer and Wizard emblems. The day after the Atlantis Rises goes away, we have the Costume Chamber with the new costumes. I'm still looking for a lot of costumes. I just finished Costume Boral. I've had a max Boral for a long time, but the costume adds a bonus. Featured heroes are June, who I've been trying to get for a long time, and Insarnia. Both are heroes I don't have. 5-star heroes from the Costume Chamber are rare and hard to come by. Costume Chamber runs the 8th through the 10th. It only runs like 3 hours into the 10th. I think I have a lot of keys. I might have about 15 right now. I've been getting them from chests, which is good. On the 9th, we have Mount Umber, which is red ascension materials. You get the rings and you get the blade. Always do those; they're good. On the 11th, we have Valhalla Forever, as Season 3 had come to its end. The featured heroes are Bera, Tyr, and Fenrir. Um, all great heroes, none of which I have. If you can get those, they're all awesome heroes. We were just talking about how much of a pain Bera is, especially with a hero like Frost. I think that's how you say his name. Um, it's becoming the meta. Fenrir is a great sniper, and so is Tyr. And they both tend to have a staying power. Um, Revive. I'm not sure about Fenrir. I know that's true of Tyr. They just seem to hold on and last when I fight them. So all great heroes. If you can pull any of the featured heroes, that's awesome for you. Um, so the 11th through the 13th is Valhalla Forever. The 14th you have Trials of Survivor, which are wow, I'm getting the classes wrong. Rogue and Barbarian emblems. I still need to complete a Frigg for emblems. And then you have the Fables of Grimm Forest. I still go hard on the challenge events. I try and level. I try and do well. Last month I was doing something else during the event, but I did get into the middle ranks for the rewards. I did it at the very last second. Um, it's tricky. Pay attention. I like paying attention. I usually go through it very thoroughly the first time around because that might be your best score. And who wants to do it again because you weren't paying attention and doing other tasks when you were playing it the first time through? I can get through it being a jackass, not giving it much attention. But the problem with that is it doesn't always get you a good score. And sometimes the second time around, you're like, why didn't I just focus the first time around? Um, there's a million ways to do it. You can do these levels over and over again. You always get XP from doing these levels, so they're not a bad way to level. Also, always my advice is Rare 3 is the best place to get XP in the game. I think that's changing with Season 4 and Season 3 complete. Um, there's a lot of XP to be had there. They're harder levels, though, and they take time. Um, during GrimmForest is running the 14th to the 19th. And on the 18th, it looks like there is the Trials of Piety for Monk and Cleric emblems. The last Sunday of GrimmForest. There is Trials of Piety for Monk and Cleric emblems. I wish my phone didn't have a timer to go off. On the 19th, you have Shrikewood, and you have the Mythic Titan coming in immediately at the end of GrimmForest. This game keeps us really busy these days. Mythic Titans are fun. They have great rewards. I recommend trying because the rewards are so good. At the end of the Mythic Titan would be the 21st of April. You have Trials of Decimation, which are fighter and wizard emblems. And then we have on the 22nd the second season for the Underwild. I'm loving the heroes there. I would like to get a 5-star. I have 2 or 3 of the 4 stars. 3 of the 4 stars because I can name them in my head. Mac, Zippolita, something like that, and Tatuk. I'm leveling Tatuk actively right now, and I'm finishing up some 5 stars and other things in the other colors. I should be leveling the blue 4-star as well. I'll probably get that going after this video. Lots of new heroes to be had. It's not the worst place to pull. It's probably not the best place to pull either, depending on what stage you're at in the game. People like to wait for more heroes to come into the seasons as they make their 10s, their 30 pulls. I've never made a 30 pull, so I should be making 30 pulls. I tend to depend on luck and superstition, which is not the best thing. So the featured heroes are Professor Lindbrook, Lipolita, Akarog, and that runs the 22nd through the 26th, the day Springval ends. I've pulled all my epic hero tokens trying to get bunnies. I haven't even gotten a 3-star Easter hero yet. Season 4. During it, we have the Trials of Nature, which is on the 25th. And it is Druid and Ranger emblems. After Springval and the Underwild ends, the Season 4, we don't have too much going on in the rest of April. It is the Trials of Shadows on the 28th. And Frost March for Telescope and your Blue Ascension materials on the 29th. As always, this is subject to change. Special thanks for Xantaris for making these calendars. And I feel like we're 10 to 20 days into the Path of Valor, so I bet that's ending either at the end of April or the beginning of May. I look forward to what the game brings. I enjoy the game still a lot, and I always do this at the end of these videos because there's always a challenge event. It rotates now with the new one. It rotates now with the League of Villains. It was cool they made a new challenge event. I wish they'd still make heroes in these events. I'll give you a quick look at this. Reflect color is red, and I keep powering up my reds. Red is usually my go-to color. It will not be this one. When there is a Path of Valor mission that says level a troop, maybe I should be leveling my 2-star blue troops. It seems like the month for blue. I don't want to... I talked through these so many times. Yellow bosses... Purple's going to be a good color here. Blue is going to be a good color here. You're not going to use red too much. There are tricks to use red. The reflect color is red, so you don't want to use red. Purple and blue seem like your go-to colors most of the time here. Green doesn't seem like the best color to go to. Purple, red, and I guess some places yellow holy would be good. I hope the game treats you well. I have 2 Hansels. I have 1 Pixie. I don't have that many heroes from this event. Snow White's kind of a beast. For a 4-star, Gretel would be cooler to have because the silence thing. This, in my opinion, is not the greatest place to pull. I'm very happy with my Wonderland pull for White Rabbit. Wonderland is a great pull. There's better pulls this month. The Costume Chamber is a great pull for newer players. Wouldn't mind getting these, and we'll do a full few pulls here. May your pulls be lucky. Have a happy April, everybody. Enjoy the game.